Hey guys, Mike here. So, woo boy, got some more earnings coming out, and another one bites the dust. Tell you what, man, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into a lot of stuff that happened today. I mean, it's a interesting market to say the least, right? I mean, would you have thought that one index was up 1.5%? The S&P is only down 0.5%. Really? Q's only down 2%. Hell, we've done that with no earnings and no bad news, right? I mean, you would have thought with Google and Microsoft reporting like they did and being down massively today, which we're going to get into, we'd be down way more than that. But I got to start you off with this, and this is what there's reasons why we didn't go down as bad as people thought we were going to go down. And this is what people are looking for. I told you, remember, market's a dog in heat. It's an addict. It's looking for anything to basically grab a hold of, right? And look what Canada did. You got another central bank blinking. They were supposed to, expectations were 75 basis points today. They did 50. And this is what people are looking for next week, November 2nd, which we'll get into a little bit. Home sales, disastrous, down 10.9%, but the estimate was almost 14%, right? Home sales 603K. They thought it was only going to be 585K. So once again, not Armageddon, not as bad as they thought it was going to be. So like, wait a minute. And, I don't know if this makes you sick. I always think about this. Google spent a total of $15 billion just last quarter buying back its own stock. Still has $43 billion. And I know it's just me. I don't know what it is. But it's like when I see that kind of stuff, I'm like, God, what could you do with that money? I mean, you just bought back stock. The stock still went down dramatically, right, last quarter. Still going down now. They're going to be spending another $43 billion. But I always think, man, people think, it's a good thing. And if you're a retail investor, you're not going to feel much of that. We're not going to feel much of that. The reason why they buy back the stock is number one for the executives, right? Because some of their compensation is tied to stock performance, and also they own a whole lot of stock. Who's the biggest individual owners of a stock? The founders and the executives, right? The other one is to attract the big money in, right? We buy back our stock, so if our fundamentals suck, the stock will still go up. Look at that, right? That started in like 2010 and started pushing forward, and people are starting to realize, wow, why this bull market was so big. These companies said, to hell with giving raises and giving you great healthcare plans and retirement. Since we don't get pensions anymore, we're just going to buy back our stock so our executives can have these huge bonuses and all those options they exercise, everything can be pushed way up, and we can attract big money in to buy our stock and hold it, because they know even when we're falling, we're going to buy and buy and buy, right? And I don't know, I see that kind of money, because you're talking about Apple, Google, Microsoft, they buy back hundreds of billions in stock, right? And you just think, how much research and development, or a better insurance plan for the employees, a pension, which of course those don't exist anymore unless you work for the government. They used to exist though. Stuff like that you just think about and you're like, wow, I don't know. It's mind-boggling. I know I'm just the minority on that one, but then we get into Meta. Oh Lordy, another one bites the dust. This ain't no shocker though, right? I mean, Mark Zuckerberg, what he's done to this company and shareholders is just criminal, right? I mean, $1.64 share compared to $1.89 supposed to be. Didn't even come close. Revenue down, missed it. Shocker there. 4% decrease for the third quarter. They think the losses are going to get even worse from certain parts of the company coming 2023. And I feel like what Mark Zuckerberg did to his shareholders and his companies, everything was going fine, and he went, nope, we're going to make it the metaverse, change the name, here we go, and off the road it went into the wilderness. I mean, just screw the shareholders big time, right? And I feel like the FANG stocks, which don't really exist, are doing this during earnings, right? I mean, there goes Google, that's Facebook right there hitting the fence, Microsoft right there, and they're trying to bring down and catch the whole market on fire, right? And just drag it down with them. Here comes Ford. They come out. It's mixed. I'm assuming because of what their forward guidance was. If you look there, adjusted EBITDA is going to be actually at the lower end, 11.5 billion versus 11.5 to 12.5 billion. And so, and coming into the winter time, like who in the hell is buying cars? And so that stock didn't move as much. It's down a little more now, and I looked about 2% maybe. But I'll tell you the stock that the reason why I'm pretty sure I said yesterday, and I think it'll go up because it's been beaten down so much, right? But here's the key. Look at stocks like this. Here's the two keys you can think of that know they're going to go up, and it's up by 8% after hours, is the fact that it's down 90%. That's a magic number. As soon as they hit 90%, they start to really stabilize and move up. And it's at the bottom of this channel that has been basing out in since May. All right. And plus, there's blocks of orders down there, buyers down there to support that level. And what it makes do that resistance line, which it's been, I don't know, I think the resistance line goes all the way back to like almost a year right there. We'll see. But definitely did not surprise me it's going up because the bar is below. They dug a hole and put the bar in the ground for Teladocs, right? I mean, come on. That stock has been decimated down 91%. I mean, Lord, let us know in the comments if you're still holding Facebook from when it was got what 600, or are you still holding Teladocs? I don't know what the high was on that one anymore. It's been so long. But let me know if you're still holding. You know, think it's going to come back. But today, man, look, today was risk on. That's what made this day so crazy. Crypto is breaking out right now. That's an official breakout. That's been moving like crazy. The Chinese stocks, that market's a hot mess. All of them up today. Look at Bob, up almost 9% on the day ended. They were up higher midday. And then we look at the S&P right here, guys. And of course, this is this 50 simple moving average, butted right up against it. Got rejected. No shocker there. I'm not surprised a bit. We expected that. And then on the EMAs, you got the 50, 100, 200 right here. Now, of course, what happens when it breaks it? We talked about this yesterday. What usually happens is it's going to come back, consolidate on it, retest it, and see if it can hold to start moving back up. You still got your RSI above the 50 line. You still got the momentum down there. You can see in the yellow on that indicator still building up. Again, to show you, we talked about this yesterday. What happened last time? One of these crazy rallies moved up, came back, actually went underneath it, back tested, and then moved up. And remember, earnings were not good, that great there either. They were just tripping over the bar. And don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button, guys, and share the video. It really helps beat the algorithm and push the videos out to new people and continue to grow the community. I really appreciate everything, guys. But with this one, I mean, they're not even tripping over the bar. They're falling flat way before they get to the finish line on this one. But what's happening? Big money shifting around, right? They're moved. You got the whales and crypto manipulating that one. You got big money moving to Chinese stocks because they're lower, I think, at any point they've ever been. I don't think they've ever been this cheap. So, like, moving into that one, which is extremely risky with what's going on over there. Because I put some news out in the morning brief this morning about what's happening over there again, where there's zero COVID policy. Cannot believe it. And, but then what was the other things that held up? This is another thing that held the market up, why you didn't see it just catastrophe today. And one is the dollar. Ends up breaking both those trend lines, falls right through it. You see the RSI bust below that 50 on the daily right there. Momentum's negative as can be. And you go back, and that one trend line goes way back there. As you can see, all the way back to February of this year. I think you can see on the hourly right there, I mean, it's just breaking down. And we'll get into that in just a minute. But, I posted this right here. Another one's yields. The yields are dropping. I posted this the other day, or yesterday, actually. I said, hey, watch for the drop on the 10-year yield. If it follows the same pattern since the beginning of the year, it has formed on lower highs, which we'll look at in just a minute, on the RSI, while it's had higher highs on the chart. And this divergence right here has happened twice before, and it's fallen off, which if it happens, that's good could be good for risk assets, not always guaranteed. And you can see right there, higher highs on the yield. And you can see right there, higher highs on the yield, lower lows on the RSI. Multiple times now, you see it happening right now. And then where I got that little dot right there, that's where the moving average it bounced off of last time is. And so watch for that right there, because that's why you didn't see a catastrophe completely happen, and the NASDAQ and all that stuff went down 4% today after this happened, right? And the S&P actually held up decently compared to what you're seeing, because think about it. I mean, not in a million years, if I would have told you that Google's going down 9, Microsoft's going down 7, I think Apple was down 3, Amazon was down 5, and these are heavily weighted, right? NVIDIA's down 3%, all of the semiconductor stocks got destroyed 2 to 3% today. But I told you that, and I said, don't worry, the SP is only going to be down 0.5%. Would you have actually believed that in this market right now with the swings we have had? I don't think so. I know I wouldn't. I'd be like, you're crazy. And then the VIX, like people sold risk. The VIX went down almost 4%. It's down to 27.5 right now, which is just shocking. I mean, when you think about it, but that's what happens. I mean, this market is just clawing for anything it can get. It's like, oh my God, here we go, right? And of course, what do we got going on tomorrow? It might not get better. It might, right? Shopify, McDonald's, Caterpillar, Southwest, MasterCard, Cameco. I mean, loaded in the morning, by the way. And then don't forget Credit Suisse. We're going to get to find out how bad their situation is. And then in the afternoon, Apple, Amazon, right? So far, we had 3 of the big boys up, 3 of the big boys lost. And so, Pinterest, I mean, we'll see how that one plays out. But You know, I'm going to go shop down, McDonald's up, Caterpillar down because of construction, Southwest up because of travel, MasterCard up because we're spending credit cards like crazy. Amazon, I'm going to go with down just because I don't know. I mean, I don't think people are shopping e-commerce as much, but we'll see. These are total guesses, by the way. Pinterest, I'll just say down, even though it actually has been moving somewhat. But I'll say down just because of ad revenue, and everything else touching ad revenue has been a train wreck right now. So I'll just go with that. Credit Suisse, it's funny. The thing should be down, but God knows what's going to happen, right? And then tomorrow, as far as what you need to know, GDP comes out 8:30 pre-market. That's all that really matters, right? And they're expecting to be positive, okay? And so, again, had two negatives. So if we go positive, is all of a sudden this major recession ran actually over at that point in time? That's what I have to see. But imagine if it comes in at like, what is it estimating, 2.3 or whatever that is. So if it comes in over 2, right, it's positive. We were negative, right? And it's supposed to come in. It's supposed to come in positive because of import export, something to do with that. But you know, listen to these earnings calls and stuff, and some companies have done well, but the big boys are falling well flat, right? And this market continues to hold on, right? I mean, let me see what's going on after hours really quick. I'm gonna pull this up and say, let's see, Qs are up in after hours, and S&P is up right now. Not that that really matters, but still, you're seeing Facebook fall on their face, others fall on their face, and yet keeping this party rolling, right? And so we'll see. Again, I think there's a good chance, and it makes sense to me as somebody said, remember, November 2nd, Fed's meeting. You can see if we can stay above those moving average, retest, and they want to continue to move this forward. Because don't forget, I mean, ARK-K was up today. It's another risky thing, right? That was up positive today. Small caps were up today. And so, you know, if they want to keep this party moving and then do a rug pull, we've seen this before, right before the Fed meeting. But keep in mind, again, data driven, keep an open mind that if Bank of Canada is blinking, all these other central banks are starting to blink, right? If they come in here and they sent daily out there for a reason, if they come in there, can you imagine come Tuesday or whatever day it is, November 2nd is, if they do a 50 basis point hike when 75 is like 90% sure thing, what would happen to the market, right? Or if they come in and do the 75, which because we're expecting that, right? And then say in his little press conference, oh, well, you know what? We're going to go ahead and contemplate what we're doing going forward. We might slow the rate hikes down and not do as high, whatever, and wait on inflation or something. Just anything the market to grab onto and go, what? Oh my God. May not be a pivot, but it's something, right? I mean, they look at anything as a pivot, right? I'm not saying I do. I'm saying they do. I hope they stick to their gun and do what they need to do and get this out of the way. But again, we're talking about politicians, gutless people, all right? So we'll see. And then a market that is desperate, okay? And so just saying, that's what a lot of people I've heard around the rumor mill calling for, to run up till November 2nd and then either pull the rug or, depending on what he says, keep the party going. Okay, I mean, that's kind of where, because once we get past this week, it's almost 30-something% of the S&P's reported. The big boys have all reported. And so, you know, any earnings after this, besides probably semiconductors, nobody's going to give a crap about, to be honest with you. None of them are going to move the market that I can think of. Let me know in the comments if you can think of one. But they're just not, you know. And so, you know, let me know what you're doing in the comments. You making any money off this rally, or you just setting it out? So, you know, I'm swing trading here and there, and so far enjoying life this week. We'll see where it goes, and you know, that kind of stuff. So, hope you have a good one. Again, hit the like and subscribe button if you got out of it. Want to sign up for a membership? Hit right there and listen to McDonald's combo down in the bottom of the description. And I will see you tomorrow.